Hello and congratulations.
Hi, thank you so much.
I'm so excited to judge this. You have no idea.
It's a great round. I've seen everyone before, and it's a great round.
Yay! Okay, so I'm going to take attendance, and I'll start a randomizer. Welcome, Judge Jacobs. Looks like we have, do we have 11? Okay, how about 16?
Here.
Don't worry, we'll wait for you because I'm sure you're very excited. 17? How about 20? Okay, so we have at least
17 just entered the building.
Wonderful. How about 30 or 31?
30.
Beautiful. I'm just going to set the randomizer, and I am here.
Oh, while we're doing all that, could folks please put their code, name, title, and author in the chat?
Also have your speaking order, but do we have the other judge here? I didn't want to begin until we had everyone.
I am.
Yep.
I'm the other judge. They're just like young looking, so here we are.
Are you sure you're a judge?
Are you saying that I'm kind of aged?
No. I'm just saying I used to be a waitress, and a cook took me out back, and she was like, "Are you allowed to work here? Are you legally allowed to work here?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm a senior in college, so thank you for looking out." So.
I'm sorry, this isn't a middle school tournament.
No, this is going to be a fun round. If the kids won't perform, we'll just do it.
That's right.
This is being live streamed too, by the way. So some of your coaches are like,
Oh, hi. I'll just be quiet now. Hey, I'm okay with showing time if anybody wants it, so just say so beforehand. I mean, unless the other two judges want to do it. I'm happy to do it. Cool.
I will not fight you for it.
All right.
I'm just taking care of a billion texts that are coming in right now before things get crazy, but in a good way.
Are we still missing one contestant?
Let me start typing them in. I think so. I suppose I should get going on that.
Yeah. Did you guys already say all the congratulations?
I think I was a little bit too excited at the start. I'm going to frighten some of them.
All right. Well, congratulations times two. And for just making it through this extraordinary and extraordinarily odd year. Thanks for sticking with it all.
Okay, I don't see 29's thing. It looks like they're just coming into the chat. Oh dear. Okay, so 16, I'm not saying that I have a problem with you having multiple poems, but I'm just going to put down one of them. Spare you the ballot of knowing what you already know your piece.
That's very fine. That's
right.
Absolutely okay.
Thank you for letting me cheat a little bit on the lengthy typing. And then I don't know if I saw, well, there it is. I think we have everyone here.
Yep.
Which you probably already knew. So sorry that you're all here for me. Okay. So I have to go to mute because I'm judging here in my school, which is right alongside the highway, and I get sirens. So I'll be doing just, nonverbal. This is going to be go.
All right, cool. For anyone who came in after, I asked if you could please put your title, your code, name, title, and author in the chat. That would be wonderful. And if you want time cards shown, just please ask before you start.
Are we drawing for order or using the order in tab?
I randomized your order and I put that in the chat for you. I'm sorry if I didn't say that. I was celebrating being able to judge poetry finals.
Sorry, I missed it.
Your excitement about judging like this category makes me really happy because some people come in and they're like, I've never done this before and I don't like poetry. I'm like, oh, okay.
Guys, I've never judged Model UN bingo before, so I'm looking forward to this round.
Yeah, isn't it super nice when they tell you that too? You think, wouldn't it just be nicer if they said nothing at all? So I'm ready for first speaker. I just don't know if the other judges are. If
I'm
you
all
need
set.
a moment to get a drink of water or breathe, please breathe. It's okay. We will wait for you. You waited long enough, so we will wait for you to be in the moment.
Can I go grab my water bottle?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Get me some water too while you're up. Just kidding, and pass it.
Cookies. Bring cookies. Bring little cakes.
There's only ice in here, I swear to God. So if you're worried that, yeah. It's not that kind of judging.
Okay, I think that I'm the first speaker, so are we ready?
I'm all set.
Cool. So right now I have my timer right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say judging timer ready, hit my timer, and then I'm gonna head back and get ready and then start my piece. Is
All
that
right,
okay?
and it's okay. We start the time when you start your piece then, and you'll know there's a lag. Okay.
Okay, cool. We're not doing time cards, correct?
You can ask for them, and that's fine. They're not being done automatically.
Okay, can I ask for 2 minutes down, if that's all right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Ready
also,
when you are.
Can you hear me back here?
Yep.
Cool. Sounds great. Cool. We're ready to go? Cool. Judge and timer ready? Thank you. Rosemary, for remembrance. Shakespeare wrote a speech for poor Ophelia, who went mad when her love killed her father. Flowers had language then. Rose petals in a note said, I love you. A sheaf of the bearded oat says your music enchants me goldenrod. Be careful. Weeping willow, I'm sad. What should my wreath for Emmett denote? Emmett Lewis Till died on August 28, 1955, in Money, Mississippi. He was an African-American teenager whose lynching catalyzed the emerging civil rights movement and inspired many others to join the fight. In the poems After Images by Audre Lorde and A Wreath for Emmett Till by Marilyn Nelson, we explore the feelings of anger, sorrow, and love from Emmett's mother, Mamie, for the loss of her only child. I inherited Jackson, Mississippi, and for my majority, it gave me Emmett Till. His almost 15 years spent puffed out like bruises on plump boy cheeks. His only Mississippi summer spent whistling as a white girl passed him in the street, and he was baptized, my son forever, in the midnight waters of the river. His broken body is the after image of my years. When I walk through a northern summer, my eyes averted from the corners, photographies, newspapers, protest posters, magazines, the avid insistence of detail, pretending insight or information, the length of gash across the dead boy's loins. His severed lip, how many burns, his gouged out eyes, sewed shut upon the screaming covers louder than life all over, they veiled warning. The secret relish of a black child's mutilated body, fingered by street corner eyes, bruised upon livid bruise, and wherever I went that summer, I learned to be at home with that child's blood, with savored violence, with pictures of black broken flesh, used, crumpled, and discarded. A black boy whistled in the streets of Jackson, Mississippi, testing what he was taught was the manly thing to do. Now his teachers ripped his tongue out. Oh, his eyes, his sex, and flung them to the river, weighted with stones in the name of white womanhood. Now they took their roused honor back to Jackson and celebrated in a whorehouse. The double ritual of white manhood confirmed. His mother had finally bought him that White Sox cap. She made him swear in oath to be careful round white folk. She told him many a Mississippi anecdote that some white folk have blind souls. In his suitcase, she'd packed dungarees, t-shirts, underwear, and in comic books, she'd written him a note to give to the conductor, waved his chubby face, oh, bye-bye, and wondered if he'd remember to brush that hair. Her only child, a body left to float. Your only child, a body thrown to bloat. Let me gather spring flowers for a wreath, not lilacs from the daybeds, but wild flowers, I'd search the green and woods for hours of solitude, just meditating on death. Let me wander through pathless woods beneath the choirs of small birds trumpeting their powers. At the intruder, trampling through their bowers and disturbing the peace now, I cling to the faith that innocence lives on, that a blind soul can see again, that miracles do exist, 'cause in my house, there's still something called grace, which melts ice shards of hate and makes hearts whole. I bear armloads of flowers home to twist into a circle, trillium, Indian pipe, bloodroot, white as moonbeams, and now their flowers, when picked apart, blackens and apart bleeds a thick red sap. And now the white poppy means forgetfulness, but who could forget when red sap on a wreath recalls the brown boy 5 white monsters killed? Forgetting would call for consciencelessness. And I want the world to see what they did to my baby. Thank you.
I got 7:58 for the time.
I have 7:57.5, so I would round up to that.
Sounds good.
Can you hear me all right? All right. I have been having internet issues on and off all day. Do you guys mind if you could turn off your cameras? Thank you very much. Judges and timers ready?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. My skin can somehow inject superhuman strength inside 2 generations ago as she grips her purse tighter than she's ever gripped it before. All eyes and all hope is on me in a room where a wallet is stolen. My face can change in ways that cops must stop me every day to see my ID, just to make sure I am who I say I am. My father's gotten to the point where he calls me brother when we say goodbye. Take care of yourself, brother. He whispers a half beat before he hangs up the phone, and it's as if some great bridge has unfolded in the air between us. My father is 68. Born in the throat of Jim Crow, Alabama, one of 10 children, their bodies side by side in the kitchen like a pair of hands exalting. Existence is exhausting. We do our best to defend against the evils of the world. We put up our guard, get knocked down 8 times, and get back up 9. And when all else fails, we run and hide. But you can't run from the world, and you can't hide from yourself. Where am I supposed to hide when I wear my history on my skin? Super Negro by I'll Be Back, Black Privilege by Crystal Valentine, Lost Count, a love story by Marshall Dennis and Demetrius Amperan, America Will Be, and Say It, Sing It by Joshua Bennett. Come, celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. We praise always. We are elegant everywhere. We die too soon, but we are joyous anyhow. Today is a toast to living, an ode to the way we made resilience and art. My classroom is a self-love anthem in 9 parts. Together, we unlearn shame. We dream silly and we sing what we cannot say. So say it. Say Black privilege, the hung elephant swinging in the room, the memory of a slave ship praying for the Alzheimer's to kick in. Black privilege is me having already memorized my nephew's, brother's, father's eulogy. Black privilege is me thinking my name is safe from that list. Will they ever call your death beautiful? Your life a sacrifice? Will the meeting of blood and bullets ever be called romantic? A love story to be jealous of? Over breakfast, I asked him what the hardest part about growing up back then was. Expecting some history I've already memorized. Boycotts, attack dogs, and fire hoses. And he says, having to read the Canterbury Tales. He says having to eat lunch alone. Now I hear the word America and I think first of my father's loneliness and then of the hands that gripped the pens that stabbed him as he walked through the hallway, unclenched palms settling on desks, taking notes, trying to pretend as if the shame didn't feel like an inheritance. But the next time the world calls me subhuman, I will remind it that spell check is a virtue. I think the word you're looking for is subterranean. 10,000 leagues too deep for your easy definitions. Fleet is the feet of those Harriet Tubman kept close as kin. So yes, we do wake up like this every morning as if poetry gives us a new grammar, for Black privilege is always having to be the strong one. Black privilege is having to have a crowbar for a spine. Black privilege is fighting even when you have no more blood left to give. Black privilege is being so unique that not even God will look like you. Black privilege is still being the first in line to meet him. I haven't had the same humor as Jesus. You remember how he smiled on the cross? I remember you in Guatemalan green to match your flag on your Independence Day. Your hair was a black puff of curls and confidence. In homeroom, you always had homies outside waiting for you. We're still waiting. I couldn't sleep for a week when I watched you washed up, waterlogged in the Calumet River. Your face puffed and purple like violets before bloom. You were the first to say hi to me when I walked in with my Bugle Boy jeans and my high top fade, and I saw you, possibly the coolest dude to ever grace elementary. September 22nd, 8:30 p.m., perhaps a little bit later than I thought, when your path ended down by bad luck. And a police officer. Lives like these should not be shortened. I am not target practice, not a bullseye with rhythm. This breath is no illegal substance. So sing it. A ballad for the youngest son, how he survives beat cops that see Caesars and seize up. Scream, freeze, hands up! To chain his flame. Praise the lyric name. Kevin, Janae, Latavia, DeBrickshaw, Devontae. How they make a mouth a musician. Sing it when you're a 7th grader in Philly and they try to turn your middle school into a ghost town. Sing it with conviction. Say it with the atmospheres imploding. Say, this is me. Cool to be your driver, but not your son-in-law, me. I can get you dead presidents as long as I don't want to be one. Me. Hang on rims, hang on trees, hang on. Excuse me, there I go again, asserting my black privilege, using a dead man's name without his permission. Black privilege is a myth, is a joke, is a punchline, is a time a teacher asked a student what he wanted to be when he grew up, and he said, alive. How she laughed and said, there's no college for that. And it's tiring, you know? For everything about my skin to be a metaphor, for everything black to be pun intended, death impending. And my father knows this, grew up knowing this, witnessed firsthand the fire bombs and the Klan, multiple messiahs, love soaked and shot through. And yet, he still believes in this grand blood-stained experiment, still votes, still prays that his children will see a better life than he ever had. And he looks to me with the promise of the cosmos, and I don't know what to tell him. The books in my head have made me cynical and distant, but there is a choir within him calling out to me. And despite all that goes on around me, I just want great big arms to surround me and hold me. And despite what you may think, this skin is no black hole. It is holy blackness I cannot shake. So say it. Say, this is the last time you call me out of my name. Say, this is the last time you call me anything I haven't claimed for myself.
I got 816.87.
I have 816 also.
Oh my goodness. We'll round down then. Thank you.
I wanted to let you guys know that I don't have the space in my house to stand, so I'll be sitting for this performance.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Judges and timer ready?
Do you want camera on?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Audience ready? Thank you. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream, the dreamer's dream. Let it be the great, strong land of love where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme. That any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be the land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Piece by piece, they shipped my body to this country. Now that I'm here, your people don't want me. I'm a symbol of freedom, but I'm still not free. I suffer from class, race, and gender inequality. I wear a crown of knowledge because I'm a conscious queen. My mask is one of happiness, though my history here is full of misery. Don't deliberately say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am America's true Statue of Liberty. April 20th, 2021, 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant was shot in the chest 4 times by police officers. She's the one that called them. As Malcolm X said, the most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is a Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. We see what it's like to live in America as a Black woman, and Let America Be America Again by Langston Hughes, Black Statue of Liberty by Jessica Caremore, and Ain't I a Woman by Sojourner Truth. I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery scars. I am the red man, driven from the land. I'm the immigrant, clutching the hope I seek, finding the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. And ain't I a woman? Tangled in this ancient, endless chain of power, profit, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. I am the farmer, bondsman to the soil. I am the worker, sold to the machine. I am the Negro, servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean, hungry, and yet today, despite the dream, I am the walking, talking, breathing, beautiful Statue of Liberty. I sweep crack pipes out of schoolyards. I nurture my man when times are hard. The poorest worker bartered through the years, yet I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream. In the old world, while still a serf to the kings who dreamt a dream so brave, so strong, so true, that yet its mighty daring sinks in every brick and stone, in every fertile turn that's made America the land it has become. In search of what I meant to be my home. For I'm the one who left Dark Island shore, and Poland's plain and England's grassy lea, who was torn from Black Africa's strand to build a homeland of the free. The free? Oh, who said the free? Not me. Surely not me. The millions on relief today, the millions shot down when we strike, the millions who have nothing for our pay, for all the dreams we've dreamed and all the songs we've sung, all the hopes we've held and all the flags we've hung, the millions who have nothing for our pay except a dream that's almost dead today. What's the liberated woman gotta do? Place my name in wet cement every month. I pay the rent and put my silhouette on a stamp. I am not a hoe, slut, or tramp. My children aren't on crack, and neither am I. I want to see the words go. Strong Black woman when the Goodyear blimp flies by. Oh, let America be America again. The land that has never been yet and yet must be the land where every man is free. The land that's mine. The poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me who made America. Look at me. Look at my arm. I have plowed and planted and carried into barns, and no man could heed me. And ain't I a woman? Sure. Call me any ugly name you choose. The steel of freedom does not stain. How dare you name a Eurocentric girl after me? Asada Shakur, Barbara Jordan, Nikki Giovanni, and Angela Davis. These are the real symbols of liberty. Because that stone-faced French woman ain't gonna save us. They're the same folks who enslaved us. Those who live like leeches off the people's lives. We must take back the land, America. Oh, yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me. And that little man in black there says that a woman can't have as much rights as a man because Christ wasn't a woman. Where did your Christ come from? From God and a woman. And yet, I swear this oath true, America will be. Out of the rack and ruin of our gangs to death, the rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies, we the people must redeem the land, the plants, the mines, the rivers. I'm taking all my people back home and breaking them mentally free. I can bake cookies bear babies, preside over revolutions, get rings out of tubs, wear a suit or sport baggy jeans, slick my hair back or tie it up in braids. My aura is unafraid, so no. No statue in the Big Apple can mess with me. I am the walking, talking, breathing, beautiful, surviving Black Statue of Liberty.
My stopwatch says 7:31.
Mine didn't go off, so I'm glad you have that. What's the other judge have?
I also have 7:31. So that's
Okay. All right, 7:31 is your
They
official time.
happen. So 7:31.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My computer fan is going right now. Can you guys hear it, or is it fine? Okay, solid. I don't need full time cards, but can I get 1 minute down?
Yep, certainly. Let me just set my reminder. Siren. You said 1 minute down, right?
Yeah. My Wi-Fi is also a little questionable. So can everyone except for the judge giving me time cards please put their cameras on? Thank you. All right. Judges and timers ready?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
The first time I was told to break something on purpose, it was to make a fraction. The teacher said a fraction is one number divided by another number. The number on top is the numerator and the number on bottom is the denominator. Now, it is improper for the numerator to be larger than the denominator. This is a mixed number. Well, I looked down at the unbalanced ratio of my mixed hands and, well, I wondered why God would ever build such an impolite body. Well, the first time I was told to divide myself, I was between 7 and 8 years old, which is to say, the first time I realized that being two halves is not the same as being one whole. I was a mixed number. Well, I didn't know about fractions, didn't understand how to break up a person. But it quickly became second nature. As half Black, half Indian, I'm constantly having to justify my identity. Most people look at me and assume I'm Black, and I usually let them. I feel guilty betraying my Indian ancestors, but I know if I tell people I'm mixed, they'll say, oh, well, which side do you identify with more? I'll always have to choose. So I suppress my Indian parts because it's easier. I forget the years I lived there, the language that I spoke, and the accent I used to have when I used English. But Indians have never been known to go down without a fight. Then again, neither have Black folks. So there's a race war raging inside of me, a battle for who gets to be seen. Fractions, a poetry program. There's an Indian girl inside of me. She's buried beneath this Black one. She winces every time she hears me say, well, I identify as Black. She calls out to me from time to time, begging me to acknowledge her existence because she doesn't remember when we grew apart why I stabbed her in the back. She thinks I'm an imposter. Couldn't recognize myself if I was staring right at her. You're staring right at me, at us. I'm here. Remember when we were younger and We used to spend hours watching Bollywood movies, watching Deti and Grandmother Hannah make dal and naan. Remember? Or remember 8th grade, it's the first day of school and we have a new teacher. Well, she runs down the attendance list, identifying her pupils with the scan across the room as she dictates names. She stops at mine. This word does not fit into her mouth. Her tongue trips over the syllables and skids along the vowels. She spits it out as if it had left poison on her tongue. Well, as she finishes the list, she informs me and 2 of my Black classmates that she will be changing our names. That's not normal, she says. I will not call you that, she says. That's not American, she says to me. So she renames me Diane, and for the rest of the week calls on me to answer questions using this identifier that does not identify me. I go home and tell my mother of this woman. I tell my mother who named me with my Indian father, who chose a name to represent her child and where her child came from, her story and her people, my story, my people. There's a lot riding on this name. Growing up, I felt the tug of 2 cultures pushing and pulling me because to both Indians and Americans, I was a foreigner. Remember? No. I remember our aunts' laughter as they braided each other's hair for hours. I remember Black History Month being the 28 days a year that I felt whole. I remember in the history of reproduction and contraception in America, the blonde girl, eyes just as green as St. Patrick's Day, sits in the back of the class across from me and the only other Black girl in the room, and has the nerve to form her lips, body language just spilling with disgust, and ask, why didn't slaves just abstain from sex instead of birthing children into slavery? And then she gonna question the maternal instinct. The maternal instinct would have been just to not have wanted your children to have gone through that. And I'm just sitting there oh. Well, she just don't know, right? Because she just ain't ever had anything taken from her. Well, I want to tell this green-eyed girl off, but then I'm the angry Black girl in the class, right? Ready to raise hell and kingdom come and send her to her maker because she got violent with her words. But no, I'm supposed to sit there all silent while she curses the wounds that ain't asked for it. My professor changes the subject without comment. You see, the thing about being a Black girl in a majority white classroom is it's like being in a documentary that is already made for you. You're always talked about but never spoken to. And if they do speak to you, they ask you questions to respond, not to understand. And I wonder, when did our only use in the classroom become being asked to represent whole groups of people? And I wonder, isn't it funny how we are silenced until quoted, but mostly I just wonder how it feels to be able to close that textbook and forget. No, see, because I remember being the darkest he would go. I remember hating this skin for being so milk chocolate, never white enough, never black enough, never enough of anything, because I was never going to be enough. I know. I remember it too. All of this is to say that I was not born out of division. The Indian and the black girl inside of me are not whittling my bones hollow. I am all numerator and all denominator mixed into one impolite body. And I am as whole as I would ever be.
Accounting for, I think, a little bit of lag, I got 801 or 802.
I got 803, but I had a little bit of lag as well. Let's go with rounding it down.
Okay.
Thank you.
802? Or did you say? Yeah, okay. 802. Yep, thank you.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I can't see, the judge in the blue shirt, I can't see on my screen. So would it be okay if one of the other two judges name time signals?
Oh, yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, I can. What would you prefer?
All of them, please.
All of them? Would you like 30 down, 10 seconds on fingers, and
Yes,
then like
please.
a super stop? Cool.
Judges and timers ready? Thank you. I just got a Tumblr. I don't understand Tumblr. I don't really know what a note is, don't really like the feeling of being followed by strangers. Why do they call them followers instead of friends? I have 81 followers, mostly strangers, and they send me messages all the time. Just like this one that I got last week. My grandmother, who's been raising me since I was a kid, found out I'm gay. She says I'm just going through a phase. It's really bothering me. I don't know what to do about it. P.S. I love your poems. There was one terrifying experience for me in my freshman year of high school. No, it wasn't failing my biology exam. No, it wasn't my gym teacher. It was figuring out I liked girls. However, despite how crazy and chaotic the experience was, it was essential for helping me grow as a person. Using 3 different pieces by various authors, we explore what it's like for someone to be constantly told that they're living their life through phases in Biology, a poetry program. Phase. Noun. A distinct period in the process of change or development. When you look like I do, you don't so much come out of the closet as you do a revolving door. Coming out and being pushed back in so many times a day that you're dizzy. The person fitting you for a bra says, "Oh my God, your boyfriend is going to love this." You post a photo of yourself and your butch-looking partner with the caption, "Happy 2-year anniversary, Andrea." And the woman comments, "Oh my God, congratulations on 2 years of holding down a man." And that's how straight the world is. Straight. Straight people make me want to be a biologist because even when I'm not in the lab, you tell me that I'm experimenting, playing with toxic chemicals, mistaking this love potion for poison, telling me that what me and my girlfriend share is a hypothesis instead of a result. You take my conclusions away from me and call them fiction. Phase. Verb. To introduce in gradual stages. I am dating a woman for the first time. Wondering where I had ever been before this. Wondering how it had taken me so long to see it. Her name is... Straight people make me want to be a biologist because even when you tell me that this is neither solid, liquid, nor gas, you tell me it's just a phase. You rip the weight from my actions and make them light enough for you to carry. Straight people, perhaps to you, I'm a living deformation, a walking mutation, but I want to be a biologist, so I know it's the anomaly that causes the survival of an entire species. They call it natural selection, evolution, change, and I know you don't like what you can't understand and think there's nothing natural about the way we fit together. You say we aren't fit for anything, for gene pool, for job, for generation, so here I stand in defense of difference. But Why do you keep asking me and my girl which one of us is the man? Do you need a microscope? So you can zoom in and get the bigger picture? So you can stop making a fetish out of us? Sometimes I want to cut all my hair and dress like a 90s dyke. I want to be someone you can tell is gay from across a football stadium. However, I am femme as hell and wouldn't be caught dead in a football stadium. I am queer, so I am what queer looks like. Like I was stranded on a desert island and forgot my razor, but remembered my cat eye with a silk bathrobe falling down my shoulder. But what keeps me invisible often keeps me safe, but I don't know if I'm safe with a secret that it would kill me to keep. Phase. Verb. The process of waxing and waning. The moon takes 29 days to orbit around the earth, appearing to us only in fractions of its full self. Her name is... Straight people, stop telling queer kids that God is every kind of love except for theirs. If God created the world, then she also created mama lines that bring home the food for their families every day, shells that slip from male to female with effortless transition, and male dolphins that just prefer making love to other male dolphins. I want to be a biologist because I am torn apart every day. Every time a queer child loses their sense of self, their sense of self-worth, thinking their love will burn so passionate and fiery that their bodies will be lost in the flames of hell. Tell me, when did we begin denying youth their humanity? Straight people make me want to be a biologist because on the periodic table, helium is on the right. Helium. What about helium for once? When will I be able to say that all gender binaries are gone, that transphobia has gone the way of radon, far, far away from our homes so we can finally breathe again? I want to be a biologist because I like to understand how the pieces of this world fit together. Because I love the stray wildflowers that peek from the sidewalk cracks even after they are stomped on. Because people are dandelions, and I worry that one hateful breath will scare us too far to come home. Because people are redwood trees, and the only way we can stand tall is by interlocking together with our roots and branches and brushing against the sky. Straight people make me want to be a biologist because you remind me that we are not just animals trying to cross the line between existing and living, while trying to do more than just survive. Phase. Verb. Illuminating the darkness. Her name is... How can we ever exist outside of a phase if being human means constantly trying to find the light? To that girl, I reply, when they tell you your love is just a phase, tell them you don't like the word just. You are not just anything. When they treat your love like an eclipse, like you are meant to live in a shadow, like it deserves to be swallowed in darkness because it burns too bright to look at, do not let them. Do not fight your own pull. Trust in your own gravity. And if anyone ever tries to tell you that you love wrong, if anyone ever waits for you to backwards become yourself, tell them that you're sorry, that they would rather learn to live in their darkness than learn to love your light. Learn to love your flicker, flash of radiation. Learn to love you full moon. And even on days where you hang just a sliver in the sky when you are holding on for dear life to this rock, hold on, because I've seen people I love starve themselves out of the sky. Her name is Sarah! Her name is Sarah, my starry-eyed girl and her constellation kisses. I still don't understand Tumblr, but I consider us friends. Thank you for sending us your secret satellite. We promise it did not get lost in space. P.S. We hear you, loud and clear.
I had 7:55 as your time.
Thank you.
I did too. Thank you.
Precisely what I got.
Yeah, that's the best feeling.
Can you hear me from here?
Yes.
Is there a delay?
I was just pinning you, so what is the word? I pinned you so I can see you better. So I'm getting tired now.
We are. Okay, I would like time cards, please. All 8 down would be great.
All right. Which one of us now? Oh, no.
It does not matter.
All right.
I just want to know so I can pin you.
I'll do it.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Hang on one sec. There it is. All right, cool.
Judges and timers ready?
Yes.
Thank you. When searching for the lost, remember these things. We are circuit boards, swallowing the electricity of life upon birth. It wheels through us, creating every moment. The pulse of a story, the soft hums of labor and love. In our last moments, it will come rushing from our chests and be given back to the wind. When we die, we go everywhere. In 2019, 20.6 million Americans over the age of 12 were victims of substance abuse, and over 100 died every day from drug overdoses. Many of these people started as young as you and I, and quickly became addicted, giving themselves a life sentence to a type of mind control they weren't even aware existed. Michael Lee overcame his addiction in many forms, though his friend was not so lucky. In Lee's poems, he discusses his experiences with losing his best friend and almost himself to this disease. This morning, I awoke clutching your name. With such reckless devotion, it turned to dust. I know where you went, before the gray goose sank into your body like a river guided by the low light burning on the horizon. I know how you found us. The pipe is a beacon. Newton said energy is neither created nor destroyed. You wanted to know how to remove the emptiness from yourself. We never understood it cannot be removed. We weren't drug addicts, we said. We were scientists. We experimented each day, sent the smoke down into the deep mind of the chest, as though it were a rope with a hook at the end to pull the emptiness back out. We partitioned ourselves away into the dark, piece by piece. We did not remove the emptiness, but further became it. See, my only experience with voyeurism is watching my past try to explain itself. Watching as it appears and then vanishes, like a stranger passing by a lit window. I stared long enough until I realized that I myself was that stranger. My only experience with voyeurism is looking into a bottle of whiskey and trying to find the rest of myself in the bottom of that which does not end. I found my past, aimed a gun at my memory, only to find my memory aiming back. How, dear God, do you outrun yourself? How do you tell the younger versions of yourself that you made it when that boy is still trying to kill you? How do you smuggle yourself out of your past without telling yourself you are leaving? Dear past, stay where you belong. I don't need to know how my loneliness is lonely without me. Our bodies are nothing more than hosts to a collection of brilliant things. When someone dies, I do not weep over belongings. I begin to search for the lightning that has left them. I feel out the strongest breeze and take off running. The theory of 6 degrees of separation was never intended to show how many people we could find. It was a set of directions for how to find the people we have lost. The mind of an addict is cunning enough to convince the body it is not dying. Houdini doesn't have shit on an addict. He was able to convince everyone but himself that he had vanished. Addiction is the ethereal art of forgetting that you are still here. I know where you went. Before the syringe perched in your arm and whistled through the vein like a steam engine, before the crack rock broke apart into a blaze of light as though it were an egg hatching fire. I know what it is to walk down an unlit street at midnight and have a gun cocked in your mouth. I know what it is to discover the gun shaking in your own hand. The most dangerous neighborhood is the one in my own head. The day you died, there was the strongest wind. I could feel your gentle hands blowing away from me. I knew then they were off to find someone who needed them more than I did. On average, 1.8 people die every second. There's always a gust of wind somewhere. I was at a party when a kid asked me, "Hey, you want a drink?" No, I don't drink anymore. Weak. Boring, he called me, but one time I took more pills than I can remember and expected I'd be dead within the hour. I have swallowed more pints of regret than you pump blood through your body. Tell my father it was boring to look his only child in the eye and tell him if you drank one more time, you wouldn't be welcomed in this house. Tell my mother I am weak, as she failed to hold back tears driving me home from the psych ward. She spent 4 years praying for my sobriety nightly. You will not take this from her. If you offer me a shot, there better be a trigger involved. Dear future, when my son asks if I got sober, I will say no. I was resurrected and am resurrected again and again each day and again in this moment. The strongest I have ever felt was the first time I said no to a drink. See the difference between an addict and the one who is drowning is the one who is drowning knows it. The addict will drink the sea until it becomes him. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's constantly transferred, shifted, and renewed. Everything we are is given to us. Death does not come because the body is too exhausted to live. Death comes because the brilliance inside us can only be contained for so long. We do not die. We pass on the lightning burning through our throats. When you leave me, I will not cry for you. I will run into the strongest wind I can find and welcome you home. You ask me a question. I cannot hear the words you are saying. I hear you ask me, do you want to die? No. I don't want to die anymore.
I got 8 on the nose.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. What a wonderful round.
Oh my God, you guys, thank you so much. It was the best way to end states, hands down.
Great guys.
I agree.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good job,
Good job,
everybody.
Privilege.
Amazing, y'all.
Thank you for judging.
Thank you for performing.